let's move on to our next question. So, how are HBCUs preventing high turnover rates for faculty, high turnover rates and faculty and staff burnout? So, as we know, during the pandemic, faculty and staff were basically forced to turn their homes into workspaces, and sometimes they did not have the technologies to do the job that they were used to doing. However, they were held to, or we were held to the standard of, I guess, producing pre-pandemic results. So that led to faculty and staff burnout, and in some cases high turnover rates, which is why we have, which is part of the reason why we have the employment crisis that we are going through in America. So I'm just wondering if this is something that you're experiencing at your universities, and if so, what has been done to kind of prevent the faculty and staff burnout or the high turnover rates?
This is Lakeisha Smith. So there's just been at our university, there's been a lot of turnover that was probably in the works already because we got a new president. So he joined us like June of, when did the pandemic hit? 2020. I can't keep trying to count, but he joined us that June.
Yeah.
Yes, he joined us that June. So there was going to be some of that anyway, kind of built in with that transition. However, with they built in so that although we were furloughed, that also reflected, there was a reduction in pay, but that also reflected a reduction of work time. As we've come, I don't want to say out of it because we're not, but getting closer to what was previously, and with the students actually being on campus this semester, he did give back some of that income that was taken away the previous year. So he actually gave some of that back. And I think that definitely helped people feel a little bit better. They implemented some, I guess probably from CARES Act funds, they were able to also provide some stipends for, whatever you were doing to keep your area clean and so forth. So there were a couple of things that were able to be built in this year.
Yeah, that's good, because what you're saying, it's happened to, we said HBCUs, but this is happening to universities all across America, like not down the street, but in Delaware, right? The University of Delaware had to decrease their everybody at the university salaries by like 5% due to the pandemic. And, I was reading an article in the Chronicles of Higher Ed, and they were just talking about how higher education as a whole lost billions of dollars due to the pandemic. So people really got creative with this, but we brought up this question just because it's important. Like, we think about students and all of the things that they went through the pandemic, and as staff and faculty, we had to be there for them. But then who thinks about us and our burnout? So we were just wondering, what was going on at other institutions.
And just added to what Ms. Alexander was saying, in terms of the faculty and staff burnout, because we were so concerned about our students and making sure that we assist, in enhancing and promoting their success, that we started finding ourselves working longer hours, right? And we were starting to ignore ourselves and have that true work, personal balance, so to speak, work-life balance, so to speak, that we do. So, like Ms. Alexander said, we came up with this question because we was really concerned about, is it preventable, right? Or is it something that we need to be discussing so that we could have that true work-life balance that we so all would like to have, and also still have that wellness intermission that we so well deserve to have. So, anything that you guys could add to that, we would love to hear from you.
In regards to at Dillard, we have had a high turnover rate in Office of Admissions, and then we also will be getting a new president around May. So I do expect, that turnover rate to increase. As far as what they have been doing to prevent it, I really haven't observed any efforts thus far, to be honest.
Okay.
Now in regards to, the vaccine and maybe trying to prevent people from, leaving because of that, they have been offering an incentive of $500 incentive to get vaccinated, to remain on campus. But other than that, I honestly have not, noticed any efforts thus far.
Well, thank you for sharing. And really at Delaware State University, and Miss Alexander, you can help me on here. We haven't experienced or observed much of our faculty or staff leaving. For some, we're here. For some odd reason, it seems like we're vested and we're staying here, even when we did the acquisition of Wesley College, because we acquired a new university. But I didn't experience or witness much turnover during that time. I mean, even though we're still in the pandemic, but during the time we didn't have much turnover rates. I think the faculty and staff really pulled their sleeves up and did what was necessary in order just to maintain.
Right. But I do believe that the burnout is definitely a real thing. Just having to take on more and, just having to really revamp what it is that you do. So as I said earlier, a lot of what I do is events and workshops. So I had to change all of that to online. And then just trying to engage students online to try to get them to come to things, it's a lot. So,
Yep. So, and that's why we have to really reimagine how we really partake in work-life balance, and that we're just not doing, and have those wellness intermission